advanced class today. You need your band, you need your balls. We can do lots of big body movement today, especially around the hips. So if you feel like your hips are a bit stiff today, and when we go into some movements, your hips are a bit stiff, I am going to give you variations to make it a little bit easier on those hips. I'm going to throw in a couple of antenatal variations, but obviously just ignore them as they come through. Okay, guys? So we're going to start off, lovely full body warm up as always. We're going to start off bringing our feet all the way together. We're going to keep them together today, but just look and make sure that your big toes are actually in line, because often your stronger side, your dominant side, will be just creeping ahead. So just have your big toes completely in line as your feet and your heels especially are kind of squeezed together. Let's bring our hands onto our hips. We're just going to really, with that little extra narrow around the pelvis, just tilt forward and tilt backwards. And as you're doing this, really thinking of this as a lower back disc lubricating warm-up. Don't move those knees and don't move those shoulders. We're really just working through the pelvic position. You could take it further by kind of popping the shoulders forward and bending the knees and stuff, but it's not going to be as good for the back. So as you roll into that backwards tilt, tucking the tailbone under, just give your glutes a little squeeze and then release them as then you tip forward again. So rolling back, squeeze the glutes and then roll forward, release the glutes. We'll do 2 more of those, really just waking up that lower back. Now come into what will be your neutral position, so your kind of halfway point, and then engage the center, so that low slung abdominal area here, and hold that pelvic position in place. Just roll the shoulders up to your ears, give yourself a breath in, relax those elbows please, and breathe out as you roll them back and down. Breathing in to bring them up, and breathing out to roll them down. We're going to do 2 more of those. 1, breathing out, and the second one, keep the arms down, hold back, and the shoulders lengthen. Relax the fingers, relax the elbows. Lengthen through the back of the neck, so giving yourself that little bit of a quarter chin, not quite double chin, but certainly not a position you would want your loved ones to be looking at you in every day. Now holding that kind of top to toe, really strong, beautiful posture. Soften the rib cage down just a couple of inches, and then just gently press the weight forward onto your toes. Tiny lift of the heels off the floor, and then rock the weight backwards. So push the weight on the heels, and then just lift those toes up, trying to keep the balls of your big toes still on the floor. And let's spread the toes, press them all into the floor, trying to do it individually, and then rock the weight forward again. Little float up of those heels. I'm going to do 2 more of those. If you're feeling a bit strong today, try to do it with your eyes closed. Just really making sure, basically, with your eyes closed, your body's going to have to work much harder in order to balance. And the next time you rock the weight forward, just bring your hands up to shoulder height, lifting the heels as far up as you can take them. We're going to stretch the arms really, really wide, and then lower the heels and lower the hands. So we're going to breathe in to lift up, breathing out to stretch and lower. So 3 movements, breathing in, and then a slow breath out to lower. Now on that slow breath out, really think about drawing that pelvic floor up. So breathing in, lifting the chest. Breathing out, lift the pelvic floor up. 2 more, breathing in and breathing out. Lift that pelvic floor. Squeeze the glutes together. Squeeze that back passage muscle up. Lower down and just float one hand up into the air. Switch those arms over. And just start off by getting a big old stretch through the front of the chest. 3, 2, 1, and then holding one arm in the air, turn your toes out, turn those heels out, bend the opposite knee forward from the hand that's in the air, and switch the arms and legs over. So we're going to switch. So again, nice and simple, nothing too dramatic, just warming up every single joint in our body. 3, 2, 1. Now keep on going, but don't put the heels down in between. So we're working much harder to maintain that balance, working the ankles, working the knees, so you're not putting those heels down on the floor at all. Fantastic. Now draw that center in, squeeze those glutes, and we'll do 3, 2, 1, and then just come back down. So your feet are just hip distance apart, give them a double check. Lift those inner arches up. We're going to sink down into a knee bend. Squeeze the glutes to come up. Fantastic. Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way up. We can do 3, and up. 2 and up. Stay at the bottom of this one, pulse for 5, so bum up and bum down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then squeeze those glutes to come up. Now turn the toes out again, turn the heels out again. Lift those inner arches up, breathe in, set the center, breathe out on the way down, breathing in on the way up. 4 and up. 3 and up, good. 2, lovely, squeeze the glutes on the way up. 1 and pulse for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeeze those glutes. Okay, antenatal, don't turn your feet out again. Everybody else, turn the feet out, turn the heels out, pull the shoulders back and down. Breathe in, set the center. Let's go again. 5 and up. 4 and up. Lovely. 3, really turn those knees wide. 2, and pulse the bottom. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently come up. Okay, we're going to roll ourselves down to where your band is. So go to your band, get a lovely posture, chin to the chest, roll yourself to the floor, get your band, roll yourself up. Find your stiffest band, okay? Find your stiffest band. You can just do a little bit of leg work, but the movement isn't going to be very big, so you can go stiff. Antenatal, go for your weakest, just to make sure your hips are feeling comfortable. Roll yourself down again, gently step through. You can also use a chair if you need to, and have the band just taut around your ankles. Fantastic, good, okay. So you're probably just slightly wider than hip distance apart if you've got that band there. We're going to turn the toes out and the heels out again, which should make it the band full on that full tension already. Soften through those knees. We're going to shift the weight onto one side and point the other toes. You've got a bent knee that we're standing on. Roll into that slight backwards tilt. Engage the center through the front, so kind of closing that space in the tummy. Shoulders back, head up long, and tense the thigh of the straight leg. So now you're in a beautiful starting position. Let's go for 10 toe taps. Now, because the band's really tight, it's going to want to yank you back to the floor. You've got to, yes, pull up slowly, but also let it come down slowly. Good. We're going to go for 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not moving the torso. 7. Lovely and tall through the torso. No leaning. 9 and 10. Now, take that straight leg. Take it just slightly behind you, a couple of inches. Pelvic tilt, tuck it under again. What's going to want to arch your back, don't let it. Straighten that leg, tense that thigh. 10 more toe taps just behind you. 10, 9, good. 8, maintain that control. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring that foot back in line. Look at the toes. Are the toes in line? Yes. Put the heel down. Straighten up in the middle, fantastic. Just make sure you're feeling nice and straight, nice and strong, hands on hips that aren't already. Soften the knees, shift the weight across on the other side, point the toe. Same drill, weight through the heel, backwards tilt, pull the shoulder back and down, tense the front thigh off the straight leg, 10 toe taps. 9, 8, 6. Lift that back passage muscle up as well, really tense through that pelvic floor. 2, 1, and again hold, reset. If you feel yourself leaning, let's straighten up, take that foot just behind you, tense and lock out that knee off the leg behind you for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring that toe back in front, check it's in line. Drop the heel and then walk the feet in. I'm going to go side on to show you. You guys stay at hip distance apart. We're going to build into a standing swim so you can stop at the level that's right for you. We'll start with a little hinge, getting those hamstrings stretched. So basically be as tall as you can, really lengthen through the back of the neck. Imagine that head of a helium balloon. Let's pull it right up to the ceiling. We're going to lift the inner arches of the feet and soften the knees. And then literally hinging at that hip, keeping the chest lifted and the elbows back. We're going to find a little hamstring stretch, so back of the leg, lovely straight back, guys. We're going to slowly straighten up, squeezing the glutes, and then straighten the knees lastly. 4 movements. Soften the knees, hinge at the hip, find your beautiful hamstring stretch, lift the belly button up, straighten through the hips, and then straighten through the knees. Let's go for 5 more of those. So we really are working through a beautiful hamstring stretch. Those of you who go to the gym, think straight leg deadlift type maneuver. You really want to open the hips from the back, open the hamstrings. And even though it's easy, yeah, okay, well, you've got the band there, which means you've got to work those knees, slightly pull them out. You've got to think about the inner arches of your feet. So the band's going to want to pull those arches, make your little platypus flat feet. So work to keep those inner arches lovely and high. Pull the shoulders back. Last one, as the chest lowers, don't let the upper back round, keep it beautiful square, beautifully straight. Next one into a little scooter exercise. So soften the knees, lower halfway, so just before the hamstring stretch kicks in. Now we're going to rock the weight across onto one side, and we're going to glide, keeping the toe in contact with the floor if you can, that leg behind you. Slide it in, don't put the heel down, keeping that toe in contact with the floor. Same leg, slide it away, straighten it out, slide it in. Fantastic. Keep on going. 6, and in. 5. Now you can go for a breath if you want to. Breathing out to straighten and breathing in to come back. But really just keep the breathing nice and natural. Shoulders back. Lots of weight through that static leg. The static leg's got to work really hard. Pull that static knee out slightly. 2 more. Straighten the leg. Glide it in. Unless you've got a really bumpy floor, try to keep the foot in contact. Now drop the heel, look at the feet, make sure they're looking absolutely beautifully equal before you straighten up. And then come up again. Okay, let's go to the other side. I'll do a little bit this way to show you the knee position. Soften the knees. Rock the weight down. Lovely and straight. Fantastic. Push the weight across on the other side. Now we're going to go for that glide out. Keeping this knee out. Good. And then glide it in. Fantastic. So you're keeping that foot, or the whole legs, I should say, hip distance apart. You kind of don't want to kind of close it in around the body. Try to imagine the pencil line where your toes are drawing in front of you. Stretch that leg out behind you in that alignment rather than bringing it kind of close behind the other foot. Just make that butt work a little bit harder. 2, glide it in, shoulders back. Lift the belly button open the floor. 1, now toe down, heel down, just check those feet and then straighten ourselves up. Fantastic, guys. Okay, last little one, just the legs. So, soft knees. Hinge at the hip, rock the weight across onto the original side, stretch that leg out behind you. Now point the toe that's behind you. Now I know you haven't got the luxury necessarily of the mirror, but imagine the tip of your head and the tip of your toe is this lovely line. You're going to try to keep that line, lift that belly button up, soften the ribcage up to the ceiling, and we're going to do a straight leg toe tap behind you. Lift and lower, lovely. Lift and lower. Now the band is really strong for most of you. And this is the biggest kind of stretch it will have on it, but actually using quite big muscles. So we should be okay, we shouldn't be struggling too much. Front knee, turn that knee out. Front foot, make sure the inner arch is still lifted. Straighten that back knee. 3, 2, 1, and then just stand up. Butt starting to burn, good. Again, check the feet, lift the head, drop the knees. Lower through the chest, rock the weight across that second side, slide the leg behind you, point the toe, lift the chest, lift the belly button, pull those elbows back for the last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then gently come up in between. Fantastic. Okay, bring the feet together. Kick your knickknacks off, lovely. Let's start thinking about the spinal mobility warm-up. Lovely 2 simple exercises, upper back rolls and a standing cat stretch. So upper body rolls to begin with. Interlace those fingers, turn the palms down. Drop the chin to the chest as you roll the shoulders forward and stretch those shoulder blades apart as you reach forward. Now look at those hands. Continue to look at the hands as you go all the way above your head. And then just circle those arms, dropping the head back to a neutral position. And again, interlace the fingers, look down. Reach those shoulders forward. Let's go for a breath in and hold that stretch at shoulder height. Breathe out, take your hands and head to the ceiling. Breathe in, again, hold that stretch, and then circle the arms down and start again. 2 more of those. Breathing in, look down. Breathing out, hands to shoulder heights. Breathing in to hold that beautiful stretch. Breathe out, look at the ceiling. Breathe in, lift that chest, hold the stretch. Breathe out, circle, beautiful. Last one. Breathing in, look down. Breathing out, look up. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, look up. Squeeze your glutes, breathe in, hold. And circle as that last breath out happens. Good. Standing cat stretch. So roll yourself down, just till your hands get to your knees. Then sit into a little, or sit down. Straighten the back, lift the shoulders, and just look just ahead. Okay, so we're not completely arching the back crazy. We're giving it a little ski slope off the edge of your bum. Now roll yourself up the opposite way, coming that mountain, straightening the knees, and then rolling up through that lovely tall roll up. Breath in at the top. Breathe out. Roll down. Hands to knees. Straighten. Sit down. Breathe in. Look ahead. Breathe out. Roll back up again. Breathe in at the top. 3 more. Breathe out. Roll down. When the hands come to the knees, sit down. Breathe in. Pull the shoulders down. Look ahead. Breathe out. Roll up. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the shoulder blades, breath in at the top, 2 more. Breathe out, roll down. Breathe in, sit down. Lift the tailbone if you can, forwards tilt. And then breathe out, backwards tilt for that butt cheek. Squeeze and breathe in, lift. Last one. Breathe out, down. Lovely. Breathe in, sit. Breathe out, squeeze the glutes. Breathe in, start again, fantastic. Okay, going to go to the edge of your mat facing the left a bit. We're just going to warm up the wrists slightly before you get to the floor. We've got a little to do here. So tuck one elbow into your side, palm up to the ceiling, hold your fingers and just stretch that back. So a little stretch through the front of the wrist, just for a couple of seconds, and then straighten out that same side, keeping the shoulders really, really relaxed. Good. Okie doke, same thing, other side, elbow in, palm up, stretch the fingers backwards. 3, 2, and 1, and then straightening out that elbow. Again, fantastic, guys, lovely. Just warming up through those wrists, back onto the original side, but turn the palm to the floor, hold the hands now. Bend the wrist, so the stretch is through the front of the wrist, on the top of the wrist. And then straighten out again that lovely elbow. Fantastic, guys. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck, and go to the other side. Elbow in, palm down, hold the hands, not the fingers, stretch through, and then straighten out that opposite side. Fantastic, guys. Okay, we're going to roll down all the way to the floor. Breathing in, lift the back of the neck up. Breathe out, go all the way down to the floor. Breathe in, enjoy that stretch. Breathe out, bend the knees, drop your hands to the floor. Walk your hands forward and relax those toes. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to get the ball involved to begin with. Just have it available at our side. We're going to start off with a really simple swimming level 4. Shoulders down, rib cage up, back of the neck long, double chin, uglified. Fantastic. Okay, just engage the center as we just do a gentle slide the foot and the opposite arm away, keeping those toes and fingers in contact with the floor. And then lift the chest, and then slowly straighten the arm and leg out behind and in front of you, keeping that chest as high as it started. We're going to hold for a breath in, making it a little bit more advanced, holding that balance. Breathe out, slowly bring it back down again. Breathe in through the middle, and breathe out onto the other side. Before you lift those toes and fingers, lift the chest. Now slowly lift the hands and the chest, because you've really got to be in control of this now. Breathe in, hold that beautiful length, fingers and toes far apart as you can. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to shift the weight across. 4 more. Breathing out. Breathing in to hold. Breathing out on the way down. Breathing in, shift the weight across. Breathe out, stroke and stretch those fins. Lift the lower rib cage, guys. Lower rib cage, you breathe in. Breathing out, 2 more. Breathing out. Lower rib cage lift as you breathe in. Breathing out, glide it down. Back of the neck, long, chin in. Breath in, last side, breathing out. Hold for the breath in. Down it comes, keeping the chest high. Ball now. So take the ball, just straighten one leg up behind you a tiny little bit, tiny bit. So we can put the ball behind the knee, flex that ankle, and then tuck it back in again. So it should feel, those two little tweaks, really, really strong. Like it's not going to go anywhere. Fantastic. Okay. Back of the neck long again. Shoulders dropped away from the ears. We're going to go for a heel, gentle float up to the ceiling. You're just going to stop when you feel like your lower ribs start to drop, your back starts to drop, your hips start to wobble. And then tap the knee down, just keeping the heel away from the floor, and then slowly glide up again. So really think about the back position. You can pop your hand in the lower back as well if you want to, feel the muscles around that lower back. Because as you lift, the lower back muscle shouldn't really be changing. I want it to be a really glute dominant movement here, guys. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Keep the ball there. Opposite arm, now float it if you want to take this harder. Straighten up, lift the chest, shoulders away from the ears. 10 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, normal breath pattern. 4, belly button lifted though. 3, 2, 1, little bit harder, now come on. Tap the hand, lift the hand and knee, tap the hand. Fantastic. 2, 3, lift the chest, guys. Lift the back of the neck. 4, 5, 6, 7, lift the glutes. 8, so always lift the hips up to the ceiling. 9, 10, and I won't make you do any more. Drop the ball. Fantastic. Okay, good. Same thing on the other side though. Make sure the back's feeling all good. Straighten the leg up just a tiny little bit. Up. That ball back. Flex the ankle. And then bring that knee back again. Good. Okay. Lift the chest, guys. Shoulder drop. Breathing out to lift that first one. Check the lower back position. You have it drops and be lazy. Tap it down. Let's go again. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Reset. Just really think, am I central? Weight centered. Lift that other arm up. 10, 9. No, we don't have to. 8. You can always just have the hands down and keep on going with those toes at their knee taps. Oh, lost count now. 5, 4. It might be 1 for luck, never mind. 3. Lift the chest. 2, 1, and tap the fingers. Straighten the elbow. Lift and down. Lift and down. 8, 7. Keep going, guys. 6, shoulders back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Take that all away. Sit back on the knees, and then drop as much into that kind of child pose stretch as you want to, really, like wherever you feel most rested. Just take yourself there for a second. We've got one more thing to do on our fronts. I apologise, I forgot to get a drink. I'm going to just have a quick sip. Bring it over to me. It's really hot here. Woo. Okay. Perfect. Right. So we're going to go for some plank moves now. Now, if you do have a baby bump in the way, okay, you might want to go back and just do some swimming or cat stretches. You should be fine, but just listen to the body, no tension through the tummy, okay? Planks though, everybody else. So we're going to start with a 4-point level. So it's a good guide as to where our elbows and things should be. So where your hands are, drop and pop your elbow into that little space. Good. And we're going to straighten one leg out behind us, because again, really, that's the line you should be in. Nice. Okay, lock that toe in, tuck the other toe under, and then drop your bottom so it's in line with your head. So the head, the neck, and that bottom, a nice alignment. You can lift that belly button up and do a little tailbone tuck under. Now do really want your breastbone lovely and high, so it might feel like you're rounding your upper back slightly, but I prefer that than a sunk chest and kind of naughty shoulders and neck and strained shoulders and neck. Now think about how that feels, okay, and then drop the knees down one at a time and just rest off, keeping the elbows where they are. So what you're going to do in that position, you can just hold it for a few seconds and lower down in between. It's entirely up to you, but we're going to try just knee taps. Okay, so we're going to lift up again. Lift the chest, lock the bottom, backwards tilt. Now just going to just bend one knee, tap it to the floor, and then lift it again. Beautiful. Tap the knee and lift. So you're not putting weight on the knee, you're just giving it a little kiss on the mat. A little pat of the ant on his head. Don't squish him though. You go for 10 more, really endurance. 9, 8. Now don't let that bottom creep up. 7, 6. Lift the back of the neck. 5, 4. The aim is to not move those hips. 3. Lift the belly button. 2, 1. And both knees down. Okay, good. Try to keep your elbows where they are, but if you need a quick rest, do so. Let's think about the arms now. Okay. If you want to, you can do this version on your hands. It might free your shoulders up slightly. But we're going to do some shoulder circles in our plank. So we're going to go up into the plank again. When you're ready, on the breath out, engaging the centre. Now thinking about your nose as a pencil, you're going to roll your weight across to one side and then stretch up, circling your head around. What we're going to do is from the ankles. So the ankles are going to be stretching and flexing with our arms circling around from our shoulder. Lots of shoulder work. And then reverse the circle for 4 and back, 3 and back, 2 and 1. And then drop the knees up. Lovely. Okay, sit back. Completely have your rest off now, guys. Fantastic. We're going to do one more little round of exercises, for our triceps or tricep presses before we go on to our side. So, 4-point kneel, back up we go. We're going to go to a level 1 or a level 2. So that's an advanced class. I want the movement to be better. So we're going to re-isolate those triceps. So I'll show you level 1, and we'll start at level 1. The press up being, rather than widening those elbows, you're going to turn them in, you're going to roll those elbows in. And as the hairline touches the floor, you're going to try to squeeze your upper chest with your upper arms. And then push up, keeping those elbows lovely and close. I've changed my position just to demonstrate again. So rather than going out wide, you're turning those elbow creases to face the front. You're squeezing in through the upper body, getting the hairline tapped to the floor, and then pressing up, still keeping those elbows lovely and close together. Now knees keep on going. We're going to go for 8 in total, and then sit back and rest when you're done. If you need to, you can sit back and rest. If you want to, hands out in front, shift the weight forward slightly into the last 4 of your first set of 8 here. Tucking the elbows in, but the chest goes all the way to the floor, and again comes up at the second time. So you've really got to try to aim on this up and down at the same type of time. Breathing out on the way down and breathing in on the way up. We do one more of those. Sit back and rest off. And I'm going to get you to take that stiff band again. Take that stiff band again. And we're going to wiggle out those arms. We're going to have it just below your elbows, if you want to. And we're going to do the same thing again. So 8 tricep dominant press-ups, level 1 or level 2 body position. But because the band is there, you can't take the elbows wide because you'll feel that stretch. You want to work in that narrow stance. And I really want you to think about the pressure on the band. You're not increasing it, you're not stretching the band, you've got to keep it as taut So when you start in your start position, you've already got to work a little bit to keep the band kind of stretched, but that tension, you're not allowed to change it, and that's the hard bit. So let's get 8 more. So as you lower, don't bring that tension any further. Yeah. Now obviously me, I haven't really got any boobs, so I haven't really got any problem in bringing that up to my chest. If you are luckily in down, you can always drop the band a little bit further down if you need to. But the same thing at level 2, as you lower, you're tucking those elbows in, but keeping no tension, no extra tension, I should say, through that band. And you're going to breathe out on the way down, breathe in on the way up, and then however many you do, you do 8. And you're going to very gently walk those hands in and get rid of that band. I just love that little additional extra, just for your shoulder kind of stability. Where am I in space? Okay, high kneel now, high kneel. So anybody who's got any kind of hip issues or feeling a bit uncomfortable in the pelvis, just lay on your side. So antenatal, you may want to just lay on your side for these, that's absolutely fine. We're going to do 3 exercises here, guys, 3 exercises. So if you want to do the first one and then you want to lay on your own side, lay down, it's fine. Okay, high kneel, hip distance apart knees, shoulders pulled back. You know the drill for start position. Get your hand in line with the knee, and then straighten out the other leg in that same line. So foot, knee, hand, all in the same line. Bottom hip, push it forward. That's where you're going to cheat, yeah? Push that bottom hip forward, hand on top hip. So the start position, first exercise, leg lifts. So if you sideline, same drill, lift and lower, that's it. Lift and lower. Now just engage the centre, just soften the rib cage down slightly, pull the shoulders back and down, and just keep that bottom hip pushed forward. If your belly button starts to kind of roll towards the floor, you've got to work that bottom hip, kind of really pushing it forward. 3, 2, and 1. Now, we're going to keep the toe in contact with the floor. We're going to slide the foot forward and slide the foot backwards. Little easy side kick. 2, don't move the torso. 3, keep it in contact as much as you can. 4, shoulders back. 5, lift that pelvic floor as well. And don't forget that internal muscle group, really helping to maintain this lovely torso position. As you go, don't swing through that body. Everything hip, hand up, not allowed to move. 2, 1, quick rest, because you're going to need it. So I want you to do the same thing on the same side, because anyone who's laying on their side hasn't got to flip-flop over like a dying fish. Up we come again, same side, full side kick here, full side kick. Hand down, other leg out, lift the chest, push that bottom hip forward. Now you can keep your toe in contact with the floor. Most of you I can see can get up to this position, so take your time. You're going to swing the leg forward, it won't be as far, and then back again without moving the torso. Straighten that knee. 2, 3, lovely. 4, gorgeous guys. 5, really stabilise your torso. Don't move your tummy. 6, 7, lovely. 8, feel really strong for that bottom shoulder. Lift the lower rib cage up. 9 and 10. Woo! Sit down. Oh, my under hip. Oh my goodness. It's asking a lot. Okay. Let's go to the other side. So if you are laying on your side, okay, just roll yourself over slowly, gently, safely. Up we come into that high kneel, knees hip distance apart. Okay. Hand down. I'm just going to bring my blocking hold this time on this side. Save my little wrists. Okay. Bottom hip pushed forward. Shoulders back. Engage that centre. 10 leg lifts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep the foot in contact with the floor. Sweep the floor. 10, good. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, lovely guys. 4, 3, don't go to the chest. I'm getting lazy myself. 2, 1, and then just tuck the knee in, sit back, quick rest stop. Good. So it's always the under hip that works quite hard. If you need to at any point, just lay down, keep the fluid movement going, up and come again. Last one, side kicks. Okay, all the way up if you can. Okay, hand down, leg out. Let's go. Top leg up. Forward and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the leg up, 2, good, better. 1, and tuck the knee in, and sit back, and well done. Very well deserved, lay on your back now, guys. So, antenatal, sit yourself on your ball, please. We're going to start off with a hip twist, bringing a little balance element. So, the ball is going to come up now. Head on a pillow if you want to. Roll yourself into a half shoulder bridge to get the ball underneath that sacrum, so underneath the lowest part of your spine. Okay, we're going to go for a hip twist, level 3. Pull the shoulder back and down, lengthen the back of the neck. And we're going to start off just doing one on each side. Single leg tabletop, please. Your focus is on the knee that's on the floor and keeping those hips level, so you can bring your hands there if you need. Slowly let that knee roll out to the side, and then you stop when you feel that torso dropping to the side as well, or even extra pressure in that elbow on that side. Pop the leg down, switch the leg over, roll to the side, bring it in, and down. Now, most of you, that's okay. So if it's okay, go to level 4, which is double leg tabletop. Now, you can really use the elbows to help stabilize if you need to. Alternate sides, same leg movement. Rolling out to the side and rolling in one at a time. Focus your attention on the hips, keeping them level. If you're seated on your beautiful Swiss ball, we're going to continue the same movement range. We're going to try to start off initially, heel lift, turn the knee out to the side, keeping the other knee stable, the torso lovely and long. Bring that knee back in, heel down, switch side, lift the heel, turn out the knee, bring it back, heel down, and you're alternating sides. Really push that range, but keep your torso as tall as you can take it off of that ball. So most of you are doing hip twist level 4. Yes, you should be. 2 legs in the air. Really working through that hip range. Now, this is one of those ones where I really want you to take the leg as far away as you can, but you're only allowed to go as far as you can keep the control around your pelvis. It's really easy to kind of do this one cheating. So engage that tummy, really focus. Now, as you're moving, if you're not sure how much your torso is doing compared to your arms, just float those arms, come on guys. The advanced class, float those arms up off the floor. Now do that same hip twist. Your movement's probably going to be a lot smaller, but of course you're going to work your torso muscles a lot more. So it kind of is down to you. So for the last few, do you want to get a big hip, put your arms down, or a stable hip, keep the arms up? So it's kind of up to you how you want to take this movement. Do you want to make it a stability one or a mobility one? Because this beautiful exercise can be both. And let's do 2 more. Fantastic, guys. Keep going. And then when you finish, just rest yourself down, feet one at a time. Good, okay. We're going to squeeze our hips, taking that ball up. Roll ourselves down. If you're seated, keep on going. We're now going to take the block away from under our head. Pop the ball in between our knees. So if you're seated, let's get the ball in between your knees. We're going to go for a shoulder bridge. So it's a level 1 to begin with, guys. So pull the shoulders back and down, roll yourself up into that backwards tilt, glute squeeze, one vertebra at a time, shoulder bridge. Bring those feet in line with the knees and the hips, and then roll yourself down again in between. Good. Everybody, we're going to go for a set of knee squeezes. So if you're on your ball, you're still squeezing your knees. So we're going to roll up. If you're seated, get taller. Now, knee squeezes, 10 of them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then roll yourself all the way back down to the floor. Roll up again. Squeeze the glutes, high hips, 9 squeezes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll down. If you're seated, lift your heels off the floor, go again. Roll up everybody. 8 squeezes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll down. If you're laying on the floor, float your heels up. Roll up into that shoulder bridge again. Let's go. 7 squeezes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Keep the heels lifted. Roll up. Everybody, heels up as high as I can go. Tall through the chest. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should be seeing where this is going. Everybody, hands up to shoulder height. Roll up, get tall if you're seated. Heels are still lifted. 5 squeezes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Hands up to the ceiling. Seated people. 4 squeezes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Heels down. Everyone, stretch the hands far back as you can. Roll up. So if you're seated, take the hands right behind you. 3 squeezes. 3, 2, 1. Roll down. Straight into the roll up. 2. Roll up. 1, 2. Straight into the roll down. Straight into the roll up. Everybody, squeeze it and hold it for 10 seconds. Don't hold. Don't lose that squeeze. 8, 7, 6. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1, roll down, and if you're seated, slouch. Oh, yes. Woo, okay, inner thigh, burning. Yes, okay. Roll ourselves onto our side. Push yourselves up. Swing ourselves round to seated. If you are seated, stay seated. We're going to start with an oblique roll back. So, ball in between the knees to begin with. Everyone, ball in between the knees, seated or on the floor. Hands on knees or hands just on top of the knees. Get tall, get really tall. Okay, we're going to bow and arrow. Hands out in front, shoulder height, everybody. Pull back, turn through that chest. Really project that breastbone to one side. Trying to stay tall, reach the arm forward. Same thing on the other side, we're not moving those knees. Okay. Bum on the floor, if you want to take it further, add in a roll back. So tuck the tailbone under, and then halfway into that curve, pull back your bow. Beautiful, guys. Reach forward, curve the back, and only straighten it at the last minute. So seated, bow and arrow. If you're on the ball, just stick with a bow and arrow. We're going to alternate sides. Lift, and everyone with a breath pattern of breathe out to roll and pull back. Breathe in to reach forward. Keep on going side to side. And just for that clarification for the seated if you need it. We're pulling back on the breath out and reaching forward on the breath in. Beautiful, guys. Everyone, just really work through this mobility of your upper back. And that posture all those postural muscles that we kind of work and we're very lazy with in seated, just lift and project that chest forward. So breathing out. Now just check that we're not doming, especially at the bottom of that movement. If you feel like you're a bit doming or not quite as controlled as you need to be, you can obviously just stay with the seated bow. That's not a problem. Let's go for 2 more. Lovely. And I am going to take it much harder, okay? So bear with it. Last little bit of today's class. I really want to just push us into those harder ranges. Take the ball away. Straight line roll back. If you're seated on the ball, do the knee float section. Hands up, shoulders back. Everyone can have hands up, shoulders back. If you're on the floor, roll back into your kind of curve. Check your doming. Now everybody float one knee up. Take it up to a little bit of floaty leg and down. Don't move the pelvis. Float the other leg up and down. Alternate. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go up into that seated position and stay up there. If that's okay, go double leg. Okay, 1 leg at a time. If you're on the ball, stay with single leg. 1 leg. 2 leg. Balance on the sacrum. Check that dome. Make sure we're happy. Hold it for 3 breaths. Keep on alternating legs if it's too much to be here or if you're seated on the ball. Breath in, last breath out, dropping 1 leg, 2 leg, and sit ourselves up. Okay, we're going to go for scissors in that position. Breath in. Breathe out on the way down. 1 leg, 2 legs. If you're seated, go for some toe taps. If you're in this position, tap the toe, lift. Tap the toe, lift. Good. Don't move your torso. It's just that 1 leg that's moving. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 leg down at a time. You should be curved still. Stay curved. Lift, hands down. Okay, last one. We're going to go for those straight legs. If you're seated on the ball, foot float, stretch the leg out and then foot down again. If you're in this position, we'll go together. Breath in. Breath out on the way down. 1, 2. Straighten a leg. Straighten the other leg. Go up and down if you need to, but stay there if you can. Hold on to the calves just below the knees. Lift the chest. Oh, well done, guys. Straighten that leg. Lengthen through the back of the neck. You guys are in a beautiful teaser. Well done. Hold it for 2 breaths. If you're seated on that ball, stretch those single legs away. Breathe in, hold, bend the knees, 1 leg down at a time. Roll forward, only straighten up at the top. Bloody fantastic. Well done, everybody. Okay, so we're going to go on to our 4-point meal. For our little cool down starter. So if you're seated on the ball, please comfortably and safely get back down to the floor. We're going to go for a little strengthening level 2. So nice and simple, but a lovely cool down, getting a bit whole spine. Take 1 hand just off the floor, thread it underneath the other one. Don't pop the shoulder to the floor. Keep it floated, straight arm. And then straighten up. Tap the other shoulder and lift that elbow and gaze right up to the ceiling. 3 more. Breath out. Take your time. Breath in. Really work on that rotation. So think about that spine. Imagine your spine as a barbershop pole. How much twisting and turning through those red and white stripes can you make your spine? Last one to this side. Breath in. Hand down. Recenter that self. Breathe in. Prepare. Breathe out. Thread to the other side. Breathe in. Lift. Breathe out, down. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, down. Twist through that spine. Breathe in, lift. Gorgeous, guys. Breathe in. That last one. Get that gorgeous stretch. Now keep the chest lifted as the hand drops down. Tuck your toes right under. Walk your hands backwards. Sit back. Just stay there for a second. Obviously, bump in the way. Bum number stand, I should say. Stretch and just hold that balance if you can comfortably. You can drop the chin right into the chest. Bring those knees straight, lifting the hands, just floating them away from the floor. We're going to bend one knee and just sweep the body to the other side. Bend the other knee and sweep it away. So it's just a little gentle twists and turns, stretching one hamstring at a time and then working just on that lower back. Imagine you're an elephant going for a big walk. Your hands are your dangly trunk, your butt's just swaying in the wind, your pachydermy bum. Keep it going side to side. Breathing in and breathing out as natural. If you need to put your hands on your knees, just a little bit of stability you can, but don't put too much weight through there. 2. And dangle your head. 1, and then just bring that weight back through the center. Looking at your belly button, taking that breath in, and then roll ourselves up on the breath out. Peeling ourselves through each vertebrae, straightening the knees, squeezing the glutes, pulling the shoulders back and down, lifting the head, resting those shoulders. Check those feet are hip distance apart, and we'll finish off with a lovely full body go over, okay? So open up the hands into our corkscrew, interlacing those fingers behind the head. We're going to shrug those shoulders up, releasing those shoulders down, stretching those hands and shoulders up, shoulders down first, circle the hands all the way back down. Sink into the knees, side stretch, mermaid, breathe in, lift. Circle the hand in front of you as you breathe out. Breathe in to lift that hand back up to the ceiling. 2 more. Breathing out, look down. Breathing in, look up. Breathing out, breastbone to the floor. Breathing in, breastbone to the ceiling. Squeeze your bum cheeks and stand up tall. Beautiful. Breath in. Floppy, 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 floppy as you breathe out. Breathe in, reach just the hand up to the ceiling. Breathe out, breastbone to the floor. Breathe in, breastbone to the ceiling. Breathe out, look at those toes. Breathe in, look at the fingers up to the ceiling. Last one, breathing out. Huge stretch with the arm on the breath in. Squeeze the glutes to that powerful, tall stand up. Fantastic. Hands on hips. Rock the weight forward, rock the weight backwards. 3. Lovely and tall through the neck. 2. And lift the heels all the way up. Gorgeous. All the way down. As we started, heels up, hands up, breath in, breath out, circle, lower. 3 more, just to finish. Breath in, breath out, circle. So you should feel a bit stronger, maybe a bit more like jelly, but you can control it. Last one, actually. Big arms, big circle, up, lower the heels, lower the hands. Let's do a quick posture reset like we do. Feet at distance apart, float those inner arches up, soften the knees back, roll into your backwards tilt, pull your t-shirt down, soften the rib cage, collarbones back, relax the hands and shoulders, especially those fingers and those wrists. Lengthen the back of the neck. Bring the chin in, be quite ugly for a minute as you do your last inhale, really widening the ribs. And as you breathe out now, narrow down your waist. Last one, actually, let's not forget that pelvic floor. Accordion, open the ribs, breathe out, lift the pelvic floor up, and done. Well done, guys. Thank you so very much for joining me.